Good evening, I'm Ian Hennemansing. Tonight, Canadians gather, march, and fall silent to protest anti-black racism.
It's about breaking the system and rebuilding it back in a better way that supports everybody.
We're with people in cities across the country.
The responsibility of keeping safe is not just on the protesters, it's also on the police.
How a pandemic plays into public protest.
The recovery is leaving women behind to a greater extent.
Surprisingly good new job numbers, but not for everyone. And opening up hospital visits.
I can tell you that our staff are very happy to be able to start to welcome more families.
How it will work and how many will get in. This is The National. A moment of silence in the nation's capital as thousands kneel, a solemn call for racial justice that began in the United States. It was triggered when George Floyd died after a Minneapolis police officer kneeled on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. That rage, sorrow, and determination quickly traveled north, and tonight we follow it in cities from coast to coast to coast. There were protests from PEI to BC and nearly every province in between, and as far north as Iqaluit, all calling for an end to anti-black violence and police brutality. Against the backdrop of a pandemic, masks at least were everywhere. Physical distancing, though, proved difficult. As David Common shows us, it was power in numbers.
First thing this morning, large swaths of Toronto's downtown core boarded up with speculation of violent, sweeping social media. But the main event was calm and large, occupying several city blocks.
The moment right now is going to stand in my history for a very long time. One day when I have kids, I want them to know that racism doesn't take any place in Toronto or anywhere in this world.
This is for all our lost brothers and sisters. This is for everyone who's fighting oppression, discrimination, social injustice.
Even the organizers of this march in downtown Toronto didn't expect the thousands who turned out. And this is just the beginning of what is expected to be a weekend of demonstrations.
Show we're about peace. Take a knee. Take a knee.
The city's police chief took a knee with protesters.
God bless you.
Of course, changing an entrenched system, whether police or societal, takes much more than symbolism.
Let's take that moment. 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
In Ottawa, another moment of silence for the many people of color killed by police around the world and in Canada. Among the crowd, the Prime Minister, welcomed by some, while others want action, along with his words.
Go home, blackface!
As large as Toronto's protest became, it was not the work of the city's most organized activists, some of whom had worried about its outcome. In the end, a diverse group came out expecting change.
Right now, we're fighting for them. We're advocating for them because they have been injustice for so long.
A clear message unleashed across Canada. There have long been problems here, too. And those demonstrating hope this will all be the impetus for change. David Common, CBC News, Toronto.
Ellen Morrow shows us that for many, marching today was both political and personal. And the diversity and passion of those on the streets was a cause for hope.
Pouring rain as the march ended did little to dampen the message. It's too important, says this woman who came with her 3 children.
That Black lives matter, that, Black boys matter, that their lives matter, and that they deserve to grow up and to become fathers, to become leaders.
The march, a family affair too for this father and son. 9-year-old Jaron asked his dad to be here.
I'm just sick and tired of Black people getting killed. I have to do something about it.
It's important that especially the young kids get involved because his life is the one that's going to be affected.
A better future, an end to systemic racism, the shared goal of this 1,000-strong crowd, peaceful but fed up.
We're standing up for all Black Lives Matter. We're standing up for equality, equal rights. We demand justice for George Floyd.
I feel like I'm angrier than I've ever been.
And so Wanjiro Kin protested for the first time.
It's high time a revolution happened. I feel like we've been crying for our rights since the beginning of time. It's 2020, nothing has changed.
With so many galvanized, there's a sense change can happen now, but that optimism is guarded.
But I think it's a lot of work that has to be done to make this change. It's about breaking the system and rebuilding it back in a better way that supports everybody, not just one person.
That means supporting each other, like these high school best friends. Yasmin Jacot says Canada is not immune to the problems south of the border.
We still need to fight for what we believe in here in Canada. It's still a problem. We still need to speak up.
Speak up, they say, for those who no longer can. Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Toronto.
As we mentioned, there were solidarity marches in cities across the country today. Later, we'll hear from our reporters and those attending in Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Vancouver. That's in about 30 minutes. Of course, all of this is happening as a highly contagious virus remains alive. But that hasn't stopped demonstrators around the world. Christine Birak looks at how they're trying to keep themselves safe.
Protesting racism in the middle of a pandemic. The stakes are dangerously high, and demonstrator Elena Sanera feels it.
Me personally, it's scary. I live with my grandmother, and I'm sanitizing up to my elbows because I don't want her to be exposed to something that I might bring home.
Health officials have made it clear the coronavirus thrives in large gatherings, but not all doctors view this moment in time the same way.
You can't help but see any crowd anywhere in the world today and not have concern about COVID-19 in that group.
It's just far more complicated than saying this is the wrong decision because it will increase the risk of spread of COVID-19.
Some demonstrators are taking precautions. In cities around the world, people are wearing masks. They're offering up hand sanitizer, handing out gloves, and where possible, some are trying to maintain physical distance, while others are going even farther to raise their voices from a safe distance. After her shift, this doctor broke curfew in New York City to protest.
I think it's really important to do what is right and do it at any hour of the day peacefully.
The responsibility of keeping safe is not just on the protesters, it's also on the police.
In a pandemic, some are questioning the wisdom of using tear gas and pepper spray, chemicals that leave people sneezing and coughing droplets that could spread the coronavirus.
Hand out the masks to the protesters, hand out sanitizer to the protesters. Make a point that as officers of public safety, that you are concerned about keeping people safe as well.
Protecting protesters who've already decided they're willing to risk their own health to help save those around them. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
There was a disturbing encounter caught on video during protests in Buffalo, New York, that left an elderly man seriously injured and once again raised serious questions about police conduct. Yesterday, as officers advanced down the street, a 75-year-old man approached them and, within seconds, was shoved to the ground, hitting his head with a crack. Clearly injured, one officer involved appears to lean down to check on him before being urged on by his superior. The man is in serious but stable condition. The initial statement from Buffalo police was that he tripped and fell. The outrage online echoed today by New York's governor.
It's just fundamentally offensive and frightening. It's just frightening. You say, like, who are we?
2 of the officers involved were suspended pending an investigation. But all 57 members of the riot squad have stepped down in support of them. And there's another layer to this. The officer who appeared to urge his colleague to walk on was seen negotiating with protesters on Wednesday.
Taking you with you guys.
And kneeling with them in a gesture of apparent solidarity. In Minneapolis, city officials have agreed to end the use of chokeholds by police. The new rules requiring officers to intervene if they see a colleague using a chokehold and to immediately report it to a superior. In Toronto today and at other protests on both sides of the border, people saying happy birthday to Breonna Taylor. The first responder from Louisville, Kentucky, would have turned 27 today, except she was killed in her home in March by police executing a search warrant. No officers have been charged. The NFL commissioner released a video tonight condemning racism, admitting the league failed to listen to concerns from its players.
We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest.
So Goodell said the league will reach out to players, but didn't mention Colin Kaepernick. The former quarterback hasn't played since 2017 after protesting anti-black racism by police. Today's NFL video was released almost a day after a group of players called on the league to take action.
What if I was George Floyd?
If I was George Floyd?
What if I was George Floyd?
If I was George Floyd?
If I was George Floyd?
18 players, including superstars Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, took part in the video. As protests rage across the United States, the capital city has been a flashpoint, not least because of Donald Trump and how he's responded to this crisis. Here's Katie Simpson with today's visual and provocative development.
The heavy police and military presence isn't as noticeable, but Washington still has a long way to go before it starts looking like what it normally looks like. Even in the rain, protesters gathered here near the White House for a 7th straight day, arriving to find this area completely and forever transformed to mark the urgency behind these demonstrations. In a color so bright it can't be missed, the mayor of Washington, D.C. ordered the streets be painted to send a message that Black Lives Matter. The words stretching well beyond a full city block on a street that leads to the front door of the White House.
We want to call attention today to making sure our nation is more fair and more just.
Along with those bold words, this protest gathering point also got a new name. The president did not acknowledge the message. Instead, he celebrated the unexpectedly positive jobs report, showing the unemployment rate dropped by more than 1% as 2.5 million Americans returned to work. To mark the occasion, he used the memory of George Floyd to congratulate himself.
Hopefully George is looking down right now and saying there's a great thing that's happening for our country. There's a great day for him. It's a great day for everybody.
Trump's words sparked immediate outrage.
George Floyd's last words, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe," have echoed all across this nation. For the president to try to put any other words in the mouths of George Floyd, I frankly think is despicable.
The president also faced a backlash from a former ally.
I think we should look at people that are running for office and put them through the filter. What is their character like? What are their ethics?
General John Kelly agrees with former Defense Secretary Jim Mattis that Trump is a divider and a danger to the Constitution. Trump ignored that fresh dig, though he couldn't resist a jab at Washington's mayor. In a tweet, he described her as incompetent, saying she has a budget that is totally out of control and is constantly coming back to us for handouts. A shot the mayor took in stride.
Can you address the President of the United States publicly calling you incompetent?
You know the thing about the pot and the kettle?
There is some frustration that the president doesn't appear to be interested in addressing the underlying problems these protesters are raising. Organizers will try to get their point through to the president again tomorrow. There is a major rally planned here, and organizers hope up to 1 million people will attend. But with the pandemic, they may not get the numbers. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Washington.
Now, we just heard Katie mention employment numbers in the United States. Well, there was good news on that front here in Canada as well. Nearly 300,000 jobs last month. But as Jacqueline Hansen shows us, the benefit isn't distributed equally.
Where the country is reopening, employers are rehiring gradually.
Normally I'd have about 45 people. I probably have about 18 people back on the roster right now.
3 of John Crook's 6 restaurants in BC are now open, but physical distancing means he can only serve half as many people.
That's going to be the only thing that holds back the economy a little bit from the hospitality sector, is if we limit ourselves to 50% capacity.
While sales are still down, Crook is using the federal wage subsidy to help bring his employees back onto the payroll. In May, the country regained about 10% of the jobs lost in the previous 2 months.
And it may indicate that some of the efforts to keep businesses and households financed to bridge through the shutdown to the reopening have worked a little better than we anticipated they would.
Most of the jobs added were in Quebec. Outside of Montreal, public health restrictions were relaxed before Statistics Canada did its survey. And more people returned to work in industries such as construction and manufacturing, where physical distancing is easier. But economists point out that's resulting in more men going back to work than women.
Yeah, the she session continues. Not only did we see a bigger impact on women up front, but the recovery is leaving women behind to a greater extent.
Crook says he would rehire more people if he could expand his patio to fit more tables.
We need to be creative on how we're doing things, because things aren't going to change. You need that 6 feet of distancing right now.
A full recovery is still far away and far from certain, but it appears Canada is moving in the right direction. Jacqueline Hansen, CBC News, Toronto.
When the federal government announced the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, or CERB, the official opposition was concerned it might dissuade people from going back to work. Now, weeks later, Nova Scotia is reopening, and businesses say that is exactly what they're seeing in some cases. Here's Tom Murphy.
At this Halifax hotel, there are beds to be made, bathrooms to be cleaned, but most of the staff are still at home, in no rush to come back to work.
They're talking about making almost as much money, well, a few $100s less to stay at home under that program, and so it takes a little bit of encouragement to get them back.
That program is CERB, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, meant to help laid-off workers during the pandemic. But plenty of industries like agriculture, for example, which once heralded the program for its low-wage workers, now say CERB is having an unintended consequence. This farmer already faced problems getting enough migrant workers into the country, and he says the locals don't want the work.
And right today they're getting federal money to sit home and do nothing, and that's what they're happy to do.
He says hundreds of thousands of dollars of his strawberries could go to waste because of his predicament. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says a third of its members have the same problem, struggling to fill jobs despite depression-level unemployment.
It's difficult. I think that there's a couple of things, aside from the economic one, there are people that are genuinely nervous about going back to work and exposing themselves to COVID-19.
Others want the program modified to create an incentive for workers to go back on the job.
I think we're going to have to make some adjustment to allow those businesses to operate, but at the same time, not disadvantage the workers, but at the same time assist the employers in getting their employees back to work.
Ottawa has already extended its wage supplement program to help employers pay workers' salaries so they'll have jobs to go back to, and it's considering other changes. But for now, back at the hotel, it's all hands on deck to try to ramp up business. It's just that there are fewer hands to do the work.
Well, right now I'm cleaning floors and making beds.
Tom Murphy, CBC News, Halifax.
The Prime Minister has announced economic aid for another group of Canadians.
One-time non-taxable payment of up to $600 for Canadians with disabilities.
The payment is expected to benefit 1.25 million people. Critics have accused the Trudeau government of taking too long with this help. Starting Tuesday, New Brunswickers will have to wear a face covering to enter public buildings. Now, once inside, they can take it off if they can maintain physical distancing. It's the first province to make such use mandatory and comes a day after the province reported its first COVID-19 related death. We have heard so many heartbreaking stories of people who died without the comfort of family during this pandemic. Now Saskatchewan and Manitoba are getting ready to ease visitors' restrictions at hospitals and long-term care homes. The CBC's Bonnie Allen shows us what that will look like.
Heidi Lindsay worked hard to keep her father alive, visiting him every day inside his care facility. Pandemic restrictions locked her out, and he died a few days later. Now she sits on a task force that's been hammering out new visitor rules in Saskatchewan.
I have absolutely no question in my mind that I could have continued to care for him and not be any greater risk than the hundreds of people that work here every day.
Until now, visits have only been allowed for people who are dying, having a baby, or undergoing major surgery. Now, most hospital patients would qualify for at least one support person. Those visitors will be screened. This epidemiologist says physical distancing should also be enforced.
When you go to see somebody in the hospital, the first thing you do is you lean in, you want to touch them, you want to fix their hair, fix their gown, those kinds of things.
Actually, I'm working in the critical care unit. I can tell you that our staff are very happy to be able to start to welcome more families into the hospital. And I think that we're going to have a lot of happy people within long-term care as well.
Some long-term care residents will be allowed 2 visitors inside if, and only if, their needs are not being met. That's a vague criteria that officials admit could create confusion and turn some families away. Brenda Moffat's 85-year-old mother has dementia.
The phone calls that you get, because she's so confused.
She says choosing who gets to visit will be difficult.
Like, how do you prioritize who is most important in her life?
Hi, we miss you, puta. Outside visits, like this one for cancer patient Renato Francisco, will become more common in both Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Patient safety experts say giving families more access will improve health outcomes. Heidi Lindsay agrees.
My dad should serve as a warning of that.
Because families can help safeguard their loved ones. Bonnie Allen, CBC News, Regina.
Some other stories we're following tonight on The National. Bombardier announcing it will lay off 2,500 workers from its plane-making division starting this month. The Quebec company blaming it on a reduced demand for business jets during the pandemic. Ottawa says it's delaying an auction of a 5G wireless spectrum because of COVID-19. These are critical to the deployment of 5G networks in the country. The auction, scheduled to start in December, is now postponed until next summer. A Liberal member of Parliament withdrew from the party caucus today after criminal charges against him came to light. Ashley Burke has the details.
8 weeks after Marwan Tabera was arrested, his constituents are just now learning about it.
Unfortunately, it is quite shocking, to say the least.
I wasn't too happy about it just because I've known him personally from experience, so it's disappointing to see.
He should be treated like everybody else.
I'd like to introduce
Tabera is the Liberal member of Parliament for Kitchener South in Ontario. As a child, he fled violence in Lebanon and has built a career fighting for human rights in Canada and abroad.
What is Canada doing to help the Syrian people?
But in April, Tabera was charged with 2 counts of assault, plus break and enter and harassment. Sources say it involves a partner or former partner. In a statement, Tabera wrote, "I continue to receive counseling and treatment for anxiety and depression, which I have been living with for some time. Every incident of violence is unacceptable and inexcusable. It would be inappropriate for me to comment further while this matter is before the court." It's not the first time the Liberals have had to deal with allegations of misconduct. Justin Trudeau has taken a zero-tolerance approach to harassment, and he's bounced MPs from his caucus over it. In a statement tonight, the Liberal Party says that it takes this very seriously. Tabera says he is stepping away from the Liberal caucus, but will continue his work as an MP. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
Some Albertans visiting property in BC say they're getting a strong message: stay out.
The keying and the notes, it's the plates, right?
Up next, the cross-province COVID spat. And where are you putting your discarded PPE? The Made in Canada solution to keep your mask and gloves green. And on the ground with protesters across the country.
This is a movement that, they should be part of.
Why they march. We're back in 2. People on Vancouver Island have reason to celebrate. The last COVID patient has been sent home from hospital. There are now no known cases on the entire island. There were 130. 125 people have recovered and 5 have died. In British Columbia's interior, they have flattened the curve, and people there want to keep it that way. But that's led some residents to turn on their Albertan neighbours. Briar Stewart has that story.
Along the Trans-Canada Highway in BC's interior, no front plate on a vehicle means the one on the back likely reads Alberta. Now some with that red lettering have become targets, told to go home, or worse, like Matt Graham in Revelstoke, who got this note on his car, along with the large scratch.
That's kind of when I put the two and two together, that the keying and the note, you know, it's the plates, right?
Some Albertans have even put up their own notes, pleading for their vehicles not to be damaged. The vandalism, while not widespread, has got people's attention.
I was a little nervous, but I have so much family out here, and where I'm staying, everyone is Albertans.
Albertan Taylor McKay is working in Sicamous, BC, a lakeside community halfway between Vancouver and Calgary. In the summer, its population can grow by 5 times. A big reason, all of the Albertans and their seasonal properties. But the few large COVID-19 outbreaks in southern Alberta have raised concerns about interprovincial travel.
There are no restrictions around going back and forth between the two provinces, but health officials are still advising against all non-essential travel. On top of that, there are some destinations where only residents are allowed.
Like provincial campgrounds, private sites like this one can welcome whomever they want, but the owner says many Albertans are cancelling, in part because they heard about some of the vehicle vandalism.
People are afraid to come, so that adds another element of fear.
As for the mayor of Sicamous, he says he'll leave the travel advisories up to the health officials.
We're people, not plates.
But there's a different message he wants to send.
It's really important we consider the situation under COVID-19 and be kind to people and no bullying.
Because right now it's difficult enough without having people turn on their neighbours. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Sicamous, BC.
All those disposable gloves, masks, and wipes that people are using to protect themselves against COVID-19 have created a waste problem. They're winding up in places they shouldn't be. But as Greg Rasmussen explains, a made-in-Canada solution is in the works.
If you flush something you're not supposed to, these are the people who end up dealing with it.
It looked like I saw a few masks coming up as we were watching it.
This sewage plant is dealing with a surge in items that don't biodegrade, catching them in these giant screens.
Whether those are wipes, whether they're masks, whether they're rubber gloves, all of those things can't be treated in the sewage system and, in fact, damage our equipment. What we're finding now with COVID is that those numbers are increasing. Across the country, it can total over $250 million a year in increased maintenance costs.
The plastic-based fibers are processed, dried, that's a big pile, and sent to landfill. Around the world, billions of masks, almost all made from artificial fibers, are suddenly being used and discarded.
But the persistence as waste, or the persistence of litter, is incredibly long-lasting, hundreds if not thousands of years. And that's why it's really important that that end-of-life phase is fully thought out. The sea is sort of downhill from everywhere, and so there's a tendency for materials to accumulate there, carried by rivers or carried by wind.
A huge problem, and these scientists are working on a made-in-Canada fix.
These are all based on wood fibers.
Wood fiber can be shaped into everything from simple face masks to medical-grade respirators, all biodegradable or recyclable.
People are very conscious about sustainability, so this flies very high in people's mind. And if we match that interest with the performance of wood fibers, I think we have a winner.
The key is creating a concoction that breaks down naturally and still filters out viruses. Researchers say manufacturers are interested, all with the goal of reducing some of the growing pile of waste. Greg Rasmussen, CBC News, Vancouver.
Next on The National, we take you to protests in Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Vancouver. Why people there had to make their voices heard. Plus, after a woman called police on a black man bird watching, it's Black Bird Watchers Week. We'll tell you one of the reasons that matters. Hundreds gathered outside Halifax City Hall for a vigil to remember George Floyd, as well as other black lives lost at the hands of police. Similar anti-black racism protests took place across the country today. Stand up! Fight back! From PEI to Moncton, Quebec City, and Regina. I can't breathe! Thousands of Canadians echoing calls for justice and change. And tonight, Winnipeg hosted its own anti-racism rally. Thousands gathering in front of the legislature, while organizers had a message for officials in that city. Here's Cameron McIntosh.
Ian, the rally here in Winnipeg just wrapping up, and this is one of the largest demonstrations we've seen in Manitoba in quite some time. Several thousand people packed in pretty tight. In fact, physical distancing has been near impossible. We've seen the black community, we've seen white people, we've seen the Indigenous community, many families coming out bringing young children, people of all backgrounds coming here to share in a message of anti-racism. However, the organizers of this event, Justice for Black Lives Winnipeg, have a more targeted message, saying that violence against black people isn't just an American problem. It happens here in Canada and it happens here in Winnipeg. They are pointing to numerous incidents in the past where the police have been involved in lethal altercations with members of the black community and the Indigenous community. They want those cases reopened and reinvestigated. They are also calling for the ultimate defunding and dismantling of the Winnipeg Police Service itself. We haven't had any response yet from the city or the province on that, but the Winnipeg Police did come out before this and tweeted that they would not be present at this rally. They would not be visible here, and they have not been. In fact, security is being done by corrections officers right now here at the Manitoba Legislature. As for the police, though, they did call for unity and peace before this rally, and so far, that's what we've seen here in Winnipeg. Ian?
There are also calls for change in Edmonton tonight, and again, demonstrators chose to gather in front of the provincial legislature, and that's where Rafi Boudjikanian is.
Ian, there are thousands of people here tonight. There had been a couple of smaller rallies in Edmonton leading up to today, but people were impatient. They've shown up in droves. I'm here with the Akoum family. They wanted to show their support to the Black Lives Matter movement. Victory Akoum is standing here with me. Now, Victory, you were talking to me about how shocked you were when you heard how George Floyd died. What was going through your mind when you heard that story?
I couldn't believe that brutal murders were still happening in this time, in broad daylight, with like multiple witnesses and cameras out. And I couldn't believe after how long it took to get them convicted and in jail as they should have been immediately.
And you're here because you're hoping for change. You and your family are here because of that. What are you looking for?
We're looking that allies, all non-black people, can help us to amplify our voices through all of the levels of government, and to not speak for us, but to hear our stories, to hear our experiences, and to be understanding.
Thank you very much, Victory. And Ian, that's really the kind of message we've been hearing from speakers today as well. A few people highlighting systemic racism. One gentleman pointing out how he was one of only 3 black people who have been elected as an MLA in Alberta's legislature.
Okay, thank you, Rafi. Let's turn now to Vancouver. Thousands came out earlier this week to show their support for George Floyd, and this evening, another demonstration, this time with a focus on racism in Canada. And Laura Lynch is there. Laura.
Hi, Ian. This rally, demonstration, protest is now into its 3rd hour, and I just want to give you a sense of what the crowd is like. Have a look at the many, many thousands of people who have come out to this plaza in the center of the city and are also spilling out onto the streets beyond it. And for the last 2.5 hours, they have been listening to personal, passionate stories of people's experiences with racism, at times difficult to listen to, but all in the service of trying to send out a message that there is racism in this country that also needs to be addressed. To that end, I spoke with one of the organizers earlier who talked about the fact that it isn't just racism with the police. There are other things that need to be addressed as well.
racism doesn't only just happen in Canada, it happens in different systems throughout Canada, in your schools, in your households, in your workplaces, and we want to show our employers, we want to show our teachers how they can address that, how we can move forward, and how we can better ourselves for the future generation.
Now, he also wants to make sure that this message that they're trying to bring out tonight in this protest is not forgotten in the next news cycle, as he said to me, that is not forgotten in the next days or weeks or months. They want this to signify real change for today and tomorrow and generations to come. Ian?
All right, Laura, thank you. Earlier, we showed you the Toronto March attended by thousands. One woman agreed to take us with her, in a sense, to show and tell why it was important for her and her friends to be there. Here she is, in her own words and video.
Okay, so we just got to Kennedy Station because we are going downtown for the rally, and these are some of the friends we will be going with. Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I'm happy, there's so much support, and we're all united right now, marching, screaming, and I love the energy, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's so hot outside, but like, we're honestly glad to be here, fighting for our rights. There's so many people here.
My name is Chelsea. I'm 18 years old, and I went to the march today because it's important that we actually show that we care for the Black community, that we fight against racism, that we fight against oppression.
Not inspiring? Yeah, really great turnout. Although it's not a great reason why we're here marching, it's still powerful.
But we're here, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's nice to see everybody like all together.
Yeah, what I like is that it's such a diverse group out here. Like,
you know that there's hope when there's people like this around you.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what's important.
Definitely. So it's actually pouring right now. I believe we've come to the end of the march because someone is speaking up there. But it was still was bad. Well, the process is done. We are on our way back home. It went really well. It went really well.
Other than the rain at the end, like everyone was chanting, everyone was so loud. Just positive energy. It was beautiful.
It was great. So many people supported.
Yeah.
So many people. Yeah.
All colors, all races, everyone, all ages. It was great.
It was fantastic.
We'll have some more voices from the streets ahead in the program, but first, a moment when voices joined in song in Regina today. As people across Canada and the United States confront issues of racial discrimination, Edmonton police are investigating a possible hate crime. It takes the shape of a decal that shows an Indigenous protester being hit by a train. Rafi Boudjikanian looks at the impact it's having.
It was a normal, everyday stop at a coffee shop until Ashley Collingbull's father found this, just 5 minutes from their home on Enoch Cree Nation.
I just kept asking him over and over, looking at it, saying, is this real?
For Collingbull, there's a clear link between the sticker and opposition to anti-pipeline protests across Canada this winter.
Make a mess in our country.
It was a really sensitive time, and for people to still be making these graphic images, getting them distributed and putting them in places that are right directly across from my reserve is extremely hurtful.
Sherway Construction says it has nothing to do with them and has apologized. It says the decals have turned up elsewhere in Edmonton and in Saskatchewan. The company has lodged a police complaint.
It's being placed with an intent to incite things, and we've got to do something. It's just not acceptable.
Offensive stickers aren't new to Alberta. In March, one sticker drew international attention for depicting a sexual assault on climate activist Greta Thunberg.
That's misogyny, pure and simple.
But the RCMP said it broke no law.
If they find out the person possibly could be public property damage, I don't know, vandalism maybe because you're putting a sticker on public property.
This criminologist says it could be tough to meet the higher threshold of a hate crime and acknowledges these stickers seem tied to strong support to the oil and gas sector.
This very strong symbolic narrative that we see happening in our province that kind of, again, underpins those overt and discrete and systemic forms of discrimination.
Ashley Collingbull hopes whoever's behind this decal is found.
It says that racism is alive and well in Canada.
Rafi Bujikanian, CBC News, Edmonton.
Next on The National, after a viral video showed a woman in New York threatening to call the police on a black man while birdwatching, an act of solidarity from the black birdwatching community.
I hope that we can all kind of come together and make this space inclusive, because nature is inclusive.
Representation in nature, science, and birdwatching. Next. The day that George Floyd died, you may remember another video going viral of a different racist incident in Central Park.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
It showed a white woman calling the police on an African-American man who had simply asked her to follow park rules and put her dog on a leash. The man behind the cell phone was a birdwatcher named Christian Cooper. And as Tashana Reed tells us, his experience sparked the idea for Black Birders Week.
You hear about birds, or you see them
in a documentary last year, Christian Cooper shared his passion for birdwatching. Now he's part of a global conversation about anti-black racism.
For far too long, black people in the United States have been shown that outdoor exploration activities such as birding are not for us.
Cooper's experience the catalyst for an online call to action for black bird watchers, scientists, and nature enthusiasts to share their experiences using a simple hashtag, Black Birders Week.
I should be doing more.
Karina Newsom is a co-founder.
An overwhelming number of black people shared photos of them, everything from recreational outdoor activities to scientists studying birds and other wildlife. I remember waking up and scrolling through Twitter first, and I just started bawling.
Newsom, who studies avian ecology, says unfortunately Cooper's experience isn't isolated.
This is actually an issue that is rooted in our culture that needs to be dug up.
Around the world, thousands have shared their posts in support, including Jacqueline Scott.
Look as it's riding the air currents.
Scott, a University of Toronto PhD student, researches and writes about black inclusivity in the outdoors.
You still face the daily racism. As in, here you are, you're bird watching, you're hiking, but it's never with the complete freedom, the complete relaxation.
As a group hike leader in the city and avid bird watcher, she's had her own experiences.
You're in the campsites or you're hiking the trails and you see people, it's like, oh, what are you doing here?
That question is familiar to Judith Kasiyama in Vancouver. It's why she founded Color the Trails, an outdoor group for people of color in the city.
I hope that we can all kind of come together and make this space inclusive, because nature is inclusive.
As the movement takes flight, a hope from the black community that this awareness will create change. Tashana Reed, CBC News, Toronto.
Next on The National, what happens when you hand a 6-year-old a megaphone? The story behind this moment is our moment.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
6-year-old Rhea Bernard was handed a megaphone at a March for Racial Justice, and she used it to share a familiar and powerful message. She and her mom talked to her Chris Ensing, explaining what that moment was like for them.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
I was expecting about 100 or 50 people. It made me feel a little shy but happy.
Rhea kind of caught on and she was like, I can say this, we can yell this, saying this is gonna help.
Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd!
It was pretty overwhelming because I didn't expect that many people, and then to hear all of us together made me feel more powerful.
Some things that I learned is to stand up for myself, and I just think that I should be Prime Minister because, like, I want to change the world.
On this week of so much anger and despair and pessimism on the part of many people, that's a nice note to end on. Optimism, a young girl who hopes one day to be Prime Minister, and at the very least a fantastic teachable moment for her to even be there and taking part. That is The National for Friday, June the 5th. Good night.